POW Science's Darkroom. My name is Miss Meg, and we will be conducting a phases of the moon experiment today. As you can see, I have a flashlight representing the sun, and I have a foam ball that I've placed on the tip of a pencil to represent the moon. As the moon orbits, or moves in a circular path around the Earth, it looks like the moon is changing in our night's sky. As I rotate or spin in place in a counterclockwise direction, or spin in place to the left, I can see the light from the sun bounce off the moon just like it does on the real moon every night out in space. As the moon orbits the Earth and the angle of the light bouncing off the moon changes, scientists like us on Earth observe different phases of the moon. At this position, we see only a sliver of the moon, and we call this a waxing crescent moon. If we continue to rotate slowly to the left, or spin in place to the left, then we start to see more of the moon. When we get to this position, we call this the first quarter moon. Here we can see a quarter of the moon's surface. If we rotate further, we call this a waxing gibbous moon, where we can see all but a small portion of the moon. If we keep moving, we are now at the full moon phase. Here we can see the entire half of the moon that faces the Earth. After we hit the full moon phase and continue moving to our left, or spinning to our left, you will notice that the amount of light bouncing off the moon that we can see from Earth is becoming less and less. This is called waning. So when we get to this phase, we call this the waning gibbous moon. Rotate in place further to the left so we can now, at this position, see the last quarter moon. Again, we can only see a quarter of the moon's surface. Notice that we can now see the opposite quarter of the moon that we couldn't see earlier when we witnessed the first quarter moon. After the last quarter moon phase, we start to see just a sliver of the moon again. This last sliver is called the waning crescent moon. If we rotate back to where we started, we are back at the position where the sun is behind the moon from the perspective of Earth. At this point, the moon is hidden because all of the light bouncing off the moon is on the opposite side and we can't see it. This final phase is called new moon. So let's review. The phases of the moon that we've learned today are called waxing crescent, first quarter moon, waxing gibbous, full moon, waning gibbous, last quarter moon, waning crescent, and new moon. Now that you've learned the phases of the moon, as well as the difference between orbit, or moving in a circular path around something, and rotate, or spinning in place, you can check out the link below for our Phases of the Moon handout. We hope you try this at home for yourselves, and as always, you guys are awesome. So thanks for following POW.